Imagine training you are training a machine learning model for 3 hours. It works perfectly. Then you turn off your computer and turn it back on tomorrow, on the next morning. Then you see your model has gone. Why? Because it only exists in your computer's RAM, which is a temporary memory. If you want to build a real software, or if you want to work on data science, or if you want to save the state of an AI model, then your program needs to talk with your hardware, which is hard disk or hard drives, which provides a persistent storage. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Python Mastery course on Codexical. Today we are tackling down the file handling. By the end of this video, you will stop writing the temporary scripts and start building a persistent applications. Let's dive in. The basics, opening and modes. Before Python can read or edit a file, it needs permission from our operating system to access it. We do this with the built-in function called open. The open function usually takes two arguments, the file name and the mode, what you want to do with that file. Here are the four main modes you need to know right now. The read mode, which you see as R. The default, you just want to look at the data. If the data doesn't exist, Python will throw an error. And the write mode, which is W, you want to write the new data. Be careful here because if the file already exists, it will completely wipe it clean and start fresh. And the next is the append mode, which is the safe way to add data. It adds the new information to the very end of the existing file without deleting anything. R plus, read and write. That's used when you need to do both simultaneously. Okay, look at this code. This is how the most beginners are taught file handling, and honestly this is a dangerous way. We open it, write to it, and we must close it. If you forget file.close function, then that file stays open in the memory. It can lead to corrupt your data, or your program will be crashing because it ran out of file handles. It's like opening your fridge to get a milk and leaving the door wide open all the day. But what if your code crashes before it hits the close? The file remains open, disaster. In modern Python, especially in professional software engineering, we almost never do it this way. We use the context manager, the with statement. This with keyword is your best friend. It basically says, hey Python, open this file, assign it to a variable file. Do whatever is inside this intended block, and no matter what happens, even if the program crashes inside the block, make sure you close that file when you are done. For the rest of this course, we will only use the with statement. Let's learn how to pull data in. There are three primary ways to read the data. Demonstrating with the number one read method. This pulls the entire file into the single string variable. So great for small files, bad for massive data sets that might crash your RAM. See, I will use that. I will save that file and run that for you. you see, I don't have saved that file, so I will save that and then rerun that file. As you see, the all the content is printed on screen. The next is read lines. This reads the whole file but stores it as list, where every line is an item in a list. I will save that file and run that. As you see, hello backslation and hello how are you backslation, and then what are you doing? Subscribe to Codexical. And you see everything is written, the whole list. The best way for the large data processing, we just look through the file object itself. It reads one line at a time, process it, and forgets it. Keep RAM usage low, which is this code. With open, it simply opens the dataset.txt and then the read as default as F. Then all the data is written as in F. I will save that and run that file. As you see, now we will writing this simple. Writing is simple. We already saw the W mode. Remember, it overrides everything. I will use this code. This code simply overrides the existing data which is written in model output.txt. I will rename this file as dataset.txt. And simply save it. F dot write training run 1 accuracy is 95 and training run 1 loss is 0.5, and simply save their files into the dataset.txt by remove overrides the existing data. It removes the existing data that is available in that file. So I will run that file. Now it's successfully written. Now I will open that file. As you see, whole data is overwritten with these two lines which I have entered in it. But in software engineering, we usually want logs. We want a history of what happened. For that, we use the append mode with simply A by using simple this code as appending adds to the end. By using this method, it simply adds whatever you write in that with the right command at the end of the file. If the data is existed, if there is also data existed in that file, then it simply adds at the end of the text. As you see, the text is written in 2 lines. It simply writes at 3rd line. So I will rename that for dataset.txt as append method and save it and run that file, adding new training run data, and we will see that it simply add down in the 4th line. Why it has add in the 3rd line? Because at the 4th line, because at the 3rd line I have it entered because the space is written at that place. If I remove that space and save it and rerun that file, then you see the data is entered at the next line, as you see. Now I want to print that whole set.txt file to the screen, so I will use that previous code I have written. So I will run that file. I will see the content is printed on screen. So now let's have a mini project, a simple activity logger. Let's put this together in a Codexical style example. In software engineering, logging is crucial. Let's create a tiny function that logs user activity to a persistent file. This is the simple code example in module that I have imported the datetime module, and I have created the function of log activity and two parameters, username and action. In that function I have used the timestamp as a storing the variable for the date time, latest time now, and the log entry will be timestamp, which is the latest time that is available on your PC. So then the username and the action, we will use the append method at that case with the open system activity.log comma append for a as log file dot write log entry as a log entry as defined at that place. So this will be simply write down into the file. Let's simulate some software uses, such as log activity as a username. Username has entered as Alice, which is he has logged into your application, or any other log which has Bob, which has uploaded a data set in your model, or another log activity which has Alice started a training model. So this is the simple mini project. I will save that and run that file. As you see, I don't have created the file already. It automatically creates. If the file has not created, then it will automatically create it by itself if there is no any file present. So I will run that for, as you see, activity log successfully. As you see, the latest time and the username and action it performed is simply logged into the system's activity. It's a very useful technique. If I rerun that file for 3 times, it simply logged down everything in the file. So that every time we run this function, it safely opens our log file that tracks the new event into the end with the timestamp and close it. This is the beginning of building a real robust software systems. File handling is a superpower. It turns temporary code into a permanent application. To recap, always use the open function to access the files. Know your modes: R for reading, W for overwriting, and A for appending method. Never use the open and close manually. Always use the with open context manager to ensure the safety. So in the next video in the Python Mastery series, we are going to level this up. We are not just dealing with the plain text files in data science. We are dealing with CSV and JSON files. We'll explore the specific libraries Python has for those. And if this video helps you understand the file input output better, hit the like button, and it really helps the channel. Subscribe to Codexical so you don't miss the next lesson on your journey to the mastering Python for AI and engineering. Keep coding, and I'll see you in the next one.